Swami Vivekananda was very happy with him and said, "Ask for something and I'll give it to you." And Manmata asked me a question. So Manmatanath asked, "I have read your lectures on Maya, but I want to know about it more fully from you. Please tell me what is Maya." And Swami Vivekananda said, "Ask something else." But Manmata persisted. He said, "If I cannot know this from you, from a guru like you, then I will never understand it in my life. I have got a guru like you, and this is something that I want to know in my life." Then Swami Vivekananda started speaking, and Manmata has his reminiscences. We learned about it from there. He started speaking. After some time, Manmata said, "It's as if literally, not even as if literally, the world started spinning around him, and it dissolved." He says, he gives an example. I don't think it's there in the English translation of his reminiscences. In the original Bengali it's there. That when you look at a fire, and just above a fire there is, if you see because of the heat, there's a shimmer. The world seems to come in and out of focus. So the room around him, the place around him seemed to vibrate, come in and out of focus, it's as if it's disappearing. After some time, Vivekananda himself disappears. His own, Manmata's own body has disappeared. He's just hearing the voice of Vivekananda. And then he bursts out, he bursts out in a high-pitched voice. He's saying all this is Maya. Even you, what you are doing, all this Ramakrishna mission, the monastery, all your work, this is all Maya. And Vivekananda, so he says this and suddenly he realizes. In Bengali, in Indian languages, there are different ways of saying asterisk you. Asterisk in Old English also there was asterisk thou asterisk and asterisk you. Asterisk. So you say asterisk upni asterisk to somebody who's senior. So guru, Vivekananda is his guru. He should have said asterisk upni, asterisk, but he said asterisk to me. Asterisk to me asterisk means you. When you say it to somebody who is your inferior or to a child, somebody, in any way, certainly not your guru. He realized he had said asterisk to me asterisk to Vivekananda. The moment he realized this, the sense of difference comes in and all. The world snapped back into place, and Vivekananda is there sitting and looking at him and smiling. And Vivekananda said, "You are right, all this is Maya. And if you do not like this play of Maya, then go into the Himalayan fastness and meditate and merge into Brahman. But if you cannot, then come and help in this work." Unfortunately, what Vivekananda said, Manmata has not written that down. So I don't think I can deliver that to you today to make the world disappear. But I think I can reasonably promise you a fairly intense headache today. But Vivekananda's lectures are there. The talks on Maya. So today's talk is based on what Vivekananda said about Maya in 3 lectures. I'll try my best to summarize what he has said. Vivekananda spoke about Maya in a refreshing new way. In a very direct way. Those who have read those lectures, you will never forget asterisk and this is Maya, and this is Maya, and this is Maya. To understand his approach, the refreshing, the new, the novel in his approach to Maya, one must first take a look at the classical approach to Maya. Now Maya is an ancient word, and it is accepted by just about every school of Indian philosophy, Hindu and Buddhist. But the way the non-dualists, Advaitins, talk about Maya, that's what we're going to talk about today. That's unique. That's different from the other schools. In general, the schools of Hinduism, the Tantra, the Vaishnavas, they all accept Maya as the power of God, Shakti, so the power of God to create. And it's a real power, and God's creation with Maya is a real creation. Here is this universe. God has created this universe, and this is the way it is understood in the other schools. But this Maya takes on a unique approach in Advaita Vedanta.